listening to STR, the Sandy Times Radio.
Hey there, welcome to Canvas of Crimes, a STR podcast where art meets true crime. My name is Dara Morgan, and today we're stepping into the delicious grey zone between art and vandalism. Because illegal art comes in many flavors. There are graffiti tags, murals, posters, installations that appear overnight, even performances that make security guards question their career choices. But today, we're focusing mostly on graffiti and street art, the kind that turns a city into a diary, written on someone else's wall. We're exploring how rule-breaking artists challenge authority and where the law draws the line. So, let's get started. Part 1. How graffiti shaped urban culture. Imagine New York in the late 60s and 70s. The city is chaotic, broke, creative, electric. And modern graffiti explodes not as decoration, but as declaration. Names start appearing everywhere. Subway cars become moving signatures. Young artists call themselves writers, which is honestly perfect. They are publishing their identities across steel and concrete. This wasn't random scribbling, it was visibility. It was kids from neighborhoods that didn't get gallery invitations saying, "You may not hang me in a museum, but you will see me on your morning commute." Then hip-hop culture rises and graffiti becomes one of its pillars, alongside DJing, MCing, breakdancing. The street isn't in the background anymore. It's a stage. It's broadcast. Of course, authorities see spray paint on public infrastructure and say, this is vandalism. Anti-graffiti units form. Cleanup campaigns begin. Arrests happen. And yet, the culture doesn't disappear. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Once a city learns how to speak visually, it is very hard to silence it with beige paint. Part 2. The names that changed everything. We'll start with Jean-Michel Basquiat. Before he was a record-breaking art market legend, Jean-Michel Basquiat was tagging walls under the name Samo. I won't tell you what it stands for, just Google it. He and a friend wrote poetic, cryptic phrases across Lower Manhattan. Not Basquiat was here, but sharp social commentary disguised as graffiti. Downtown New York noticed. Basquiat's leap from the street to the gallery was meteoric. His canvases were explosive. Crowns, skulls, anatomy, references to race, power, jazz musicians, boxers, colonial history. It looked chaotic, but it was deeply intelligent, raw, urgent, unfiltered. Collectors were obsessed. Dealers circled. He went from broke teenager to art world sensation in what felt like 5 minutes. And here's the tension. The same art establishment that once dismissed graffiti as vandalism suddenly celebrated its most brilliant product. Basquiat didn't politely ask to enter the art world. He crashed through it. And then the art world consumed him with terrifying speed. His story is both triumph and warning. Rebellion is exciting, until it becomes a commodity. Our next hero is Haring, who took a different route. He begins drawing with chalk on unused advertising panels in New York subway stations. Think about that. He turns dead commercial space into living art. Bold lines, radiant babies, barking dogs, dancing figures. It's accessible, it's joyful, and it is political. Haring uses public space to talk about health awareness, minority rights, apartheid, drug epidemics. His art is direct, almost childlike, but emotionally sharp. He is arrested multiple times for vandalism, handcuffed for chalk drawings. And yet, the public loves him. The same subway commuters who might ignore a gallery opening are stopping to watch him draw. Eventually, he is exhibiting internationally. Museums embrace him. Institutions protect the aesthetic that once got him detained. From subway crime to cultural icon. That pipeline is fast when talent is undeniable. Then comes Shepard Fairey. He starts with the Obey campaign, stylized face, bold repetition, wheat paste posters everywhere. It spreads like an urban whisper campaign. His work looks like propaganda on purpose. It questions authority while borrowing the visual language of authority. And then comes the Obama Hope poster. Suddenly, the aesthetics of street art are not underground anymore. They are mainstream political branding. A visual born from illegal poster campaigns becomes one of the most recognizable images of a presidency. That's the shift. Street art isn't just tolerated, it becomes influential at the highest levels. And then there's Banksy, the outlaw who made the art market nervous. Anonymous, strategic, brilliant at controlling narrative. Banksy's stencils are deceptively simple: rats, policemen, children, balloons. The images look almost gentle until you realize they are critiquing capitalism, war, consumerism, surveillance. But Banksy's genius isn't just the image, it's the spectacle. Which brings us to Sotheby's, 2018. A framed girl with balloon sells for over £1 million. Hammer drops, applause. And then the painting begins sliding through its own frame and shredding itself. Right there, mid-auction, the room freezes in that exact expression of, "Is this allowed?" Followed immediately by, "Wait, does this make it more valuable?" And yes, of course, the shredded piece becomes love is in the bin, and the art world has to admit out loud that spectacle is part of the product. If a nobody shredded a painting, it is destruction of property. If Banksy does it, it's performance art, and everyone nods like they understood it instantly. Banksy didn't just mock the auction house, he exposed the system's weirdest truth. The market can absorb rebellion and sell it back to you with a certificate of authenticity. Part 3. So, where's the line now? The difference between graffiti and street art is often technical, tags versus broader imagery, but the real dividing line is simple: permission. If the property owner says yes, it's a mural. If they say no, it's vandalism. Globally, institutions have embraced street art in a major way. Museums host exhibitions, cities commission murals. Entire neighborhoods become open-air galleries. In the UAE, public art is strongly supported through structured, authorized programs. Large-scale murals and installations appear through official initiatives and curated projects, giving artists space to work legally while still energizing urban spaces. So, the region's model isn't chaos versus control. It is creativity within a framework. And that leaves us with a philosophical headache. If rebellion is curated, is it still rebellion? But maybe the better question is, does art lose power when it gains permission, or does it gain permanence? I think about it before going to bed tonight. Bonus story: when illegal art actually fixed traffic. Before we wrap, I need to tell you about one of my favorite semi-criminal art stories. Richard Ancram. In 2001, in Los Angeles, he noticed that a freeway interchange sign was missing crucial information. Drivers were confused, traffic was messy. So he did what any reasonable and very bold citizen would do. He fabricated an official highway sign, matched the typography perfectly, climbed up at night, and installed it himself. No permit, no announcement, just civic determination and a ladder. The sign stayed up for months. Eventually, authorities realized it wasn't theirs. And here's the twist: public support was so strong that they allowed it to remain. So, technically, an unauthorized installation. Practically, infrastructure improvement. Sometimes the line between vandalism and public service, and art of course, is just very, very well-designed typography. So what have we learned? Graffiti began as a claim to existence, Basquiat turned it into high art. Haring turned it into activism. Fairey turned it into political language. Banksy turned it into a global spectacle. And the line between art and crime? It moves. With fame, with permission, with public opinion, with value. Thanks for listening to Canvas of Crimes. Next week, Alex takes you into the world of master forgeries. Forgers like Wolfgang Beltracchi fooled the art world for decades, and will uncover the tricks, the scandals, and the millions made in the business of beautiful lies. Until then, keep your eyes on the walls. And if inspiration strikes at 3 a.m., maybe start with a sketchbook. It is much harder for a sketchbook to get you arrested.